But the soldiers I was getting in Kuwait, in Iraq in 2004, 5, and 6 were not as prepared to go to combat as I wanted them to be. Now remember, I was getting people that were 1 year removed from your classrooms. And some of them were not as prepared to go into combat as I wanted them to be. So I wrote a letter to the Joint Chiefs of Staff and I said, I need you to train them better before you send them over here for me to put them in harm's way. And they said, you're a general, you fix this. So instead of bringing them into to Iraq and putting them right into combat, I built a school in Kuwait. We had everybody come into Kuwait first. We put them in 3 weeks of training there. Once we got them to the point where we thought they could survive and do what they're supposed to do, then we brought them into Iraq. And the loss rate of soldiers dropped dramatically when we started doing that. So I wrote another letter back to the Joint Chiefs, and I said, things have improved, things are getting better. I still need you to help me figure out a way to train our soldiers better. And they sent back, they said, you figure it out. Find a better way to teach young people. So when I finished in Iraq and I came home, they assigned me as a Deputy Commanding General for 1st Army. The big army is divided into 8 armies. And the 8th Army covers Korea and Asia, 3rd Army covers Europe, 1st Army covers the United States, Guam, and Puerto Rico. So I had to train everybody in the United States, Guam, or Puerto Rico that was going to war anywhere in the world. So I had, in 40 different places in 3 foreign countries, I was training about 100,000 people a day in critical path thinking skills. These are skills that you could not mess up on. If you mess up on them, somebody's going to get hurt. So we were trying to do that and trying to train them that way. Now I had a good budget and we had people that supported us. If I said, hey, I really need something changed, the Army would help me support it. But we were training people to do that. And then I had 38 years and decided to get out of the Army. But while we were doing this with 1st Army with the 100,000 soldiers, we started looking at them and said, how do you learn? And again, these people who were one year removed out of your classroom were telling me, we don't like to listen to what they called the old folks on a stage. We don't like being preached to. I said, well, how do you learn? And bottom line, what we came out with was they are visual, virtual, interactive learners. So I wrote a paper for the Army called SceenAgers. And it says that they are 3-screen learners. They learn off of a cell phone, a laptop, and a television. If we're not going to teach them that way, we're not going to reach them. So in the Army, we started doing that. We started building 3D virtual interactive programs and doing away with all the field manuals that you used to get. When I first got in the Army, they gave me a stack of field manuals this big. They were supposed to take me from being private to being a sergeant. Now when you go in, you get a little laptop that's got a disc in it, and that tells you everything you need to go to do, and you learn that way. You don't have to carry all those field manuals anymore. When you get to that level, they give you another disc or another laptop, and you move forward. So the Army has completely changed the way that they're doing education. And it's spilling over, and from what I'm seeing here in the schools and in the schools we work with every day, then it's changing the way that you teach every day out there also. But there are a few things that we did through this invasion that we were doing into Iraq and all that translate absolutely into building some of the leadership teams and doing some of the things that I think will strengthen what you do. And have been asked by Stan and the GAEL team to just share some of the ways we built our team and some of the ways that I think that we can relate to it. Because again, my whole passion is training people in not just to remember stuff, but in critical path thinking skills that will let them move forward and do what they need to do. Whether survive in the Army, have a great career, or move forward in their lives. We want them to be able to do what they need to do.